two friends, two time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones one chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone. Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. We are doing our regular monthly catch-up today. So we're going to do our March reading rack-up. Oh goodness, this is not a good way to start the episode. I'm sorry, I don't know how to talk. We're going to do our March reading recap, and then we're going to look forward to April. So we're going to go over some highlights, lowlights. We have a lot to catch up on today, like a lot. Stuff to do with reading, stuff to not do with reading, stuff to do with book adjacent things, just so much. I feel like we haven't had a good catch up in a couple weeks. So this is very much needed. So that's today's episode. First things first though, before we get into it, current reads. I actually have no idea what you're reading. So please share.
I will say I feel like the start of the month I was reading really slowly, which we'll get into more. But literally the past few days, maybe week, I've been reading a lot quicker. So I'm very happy about that. Probably because of the types of books I've been reading. But I actually am like, I was about to finish it, but then I jumped on podcast recording. I'm like literally 10 pages away from finishing Just Friends by Pham. Such an easy read. Like I literally started it yesterday. And I've just binged it because it's a really cute little read. I actually liked it. Like I think it felt it felt like Lynn Painter meets Emily Henry to me. Like it kind of felt like an Emily Henry book, but the only thing that confuses me is it felt very YA, but we're following like technically adult, like young 20s characters.
Right.
So I think that kind of confused me, and I haven't read a YA romance in a hot minute. So very much I had to like, okay, we're in a very, like this is a very just kind of simple. We're not going to go too deep, but we do have a little bit of an exploration of like, I don't know, emotional growth, dealing with grief, everything like that. So that was a nice addition, I think. I think that was very much needed to get it from not just like a very simple romance. And I like the characters. Sorry, I'm looking at it over there while I'm talking. I liked the characters. I do feel like throughout the book it almost felt like Haley found her voice a little bit more as it went on, or maybe I just got used to it. I'm not sure, but I actually quite liked it. But yeah, it was a pleasant little surprise, a nice little romance to read, to be honest, while it's still warm.
Yeah, it's just like a nice, tender, gentle read. Like it's just pleasant. Yeah. It's nice. It's refreshing, honestly, I think, because we read a lot of really dark, heavy things a lot. And it's like, this is just nice. It's pleasant. It's set in like that really cute town too. It's like a small town vibe that just feels so cozy and comforting.
Such a vibe, to be honest. I was really pleasantly surprised. I feel like I went in, I don't know, I didn't go in with like no expectations by any means. Like I didn't go in, completely blind, but like I tried to put everything aside, like everything I've heard. I've seen some really positive things, really negative things, tried to put all of that aside and just like go in like, and it was hard because like this is the first time I feel like I know an author when I've read them. Like I've seen them outside their work, which is really odd. So like it kind of was like, oh, I see where she, like there was one time when like the main protagonist was making a coffee and she called out Ryan, and I was like, I know why you snuck that name.
Yeah, I know why it's that so random name. Yeah. What did you think about the third act conflict?
I was just about to say that's probably my least favorite part. I liked everything, but that it felt like, I guess in the context of things, like our protagonist was quite emotional at that time and she was quite sensitive, and little things were going to make a bigger impact than they might have in a different situation. But it felt very like it wasn't miscommunication, but on the same kind of level as that, you know, like, did we really need that to like put a stop to all of this really great things happening? So yeah, that's probably my least favorite part of it. But apart from that, the vibes were great.
No, I felt the same way. So good to hear it from you.
What are you currently reading? I don't know this either.
I picked up a monster. I picked up a chunky one. It's what is that? It's Rhythm of War by Sanderson. I am diving in. Yeah, I'm getting into it. like almost 200 pages. So like it's been
For any other
nothing yet.
book,
Like I
a
can't tell.
decent dent, but
Yeah.
for
Like
Brandon Sanderson.
a half of a normal book, but it's
Yeah.
like what, like less than a fifth of of this one. Um I mean it's good so far. I don't dislike it. I mean it like I don't know really what to say yet because you know, like I feel
Yeah.
like it's so weird because it feels like nothing is happening, or at least the arc hasn't started to like arc, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It still feels very much beginner stages of the story. But when you actually like go back to think about what has happened in this book so far, I'm like, there's been a lot. Like a lot has happened,
Yeah.
a lot of different events, a lot of things. I've learned so much. There is a lot of like more lore building in this one,
Yeah.
which I was kind of expecting, but there definitely is. But at the same time, it's like I feel like where have we gone? Like so much has happened, but where have we gone? But that's kind of the
Yeah.
nature of all of these Stormlight Archive books. Um, I think what's happening with the characters is really interesting so far. It's kind of a continuation of what they were going through in Oathbringer, but now it's like amplified even more
Okay.
somehow. So, I mean, yeah, it's good. I'll get back to you at like 1,000 pages and I'll have a better idea then.
Is this still one of the little mini copies that you have? Like, because I
Hmm.
know you have the big copy for the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my last little
It's so
mini
small.
copy. Yeah, mini but really thick.
To be
Really
honest, they're
thick
probably
copy.
a lot easier to read than like your, oh my gosh, I'm having a blank on the last one. What's the last one called?
The Wind and Truth.
Wind and Truth. I feel like that's going to be an arm workout for you to read. Like
Yeah,
that's going to be intense. You're
I
just
don't
going to have to
know.
like read at the table or something and just like have it lying down and just flip pages because
Yeah.
honestly, that's going to be hard. I've heard a lot of different things about Rhythm of War, so I'm really curious to see your thoughts on it.
Hmm.
I was thinking of like when I'm going to pick up my next Stormlight book, and I don't think it's going to be for another month or so just because of I'm busy.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see what you think of Rhythm of War because I've heard a lot of people say that it's a slower one. And I'm really scared that we're past the height
The
of the
peak.
Stormlight archive. And I'm like, I
I
don't want
know.
that. I think they'll still be great, but like maybe Way of Kings great, not like Oathbringer great, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's I've heard the same thing, but then I've also heard on the other side some people really love the second or the last
Okay,
two books, and I've heard
that's
them
good to
say,
hear.
"No, these are the best books." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess it's like a difference in opinion thing," but it definitely does seem like most people think it peaks at like Words of Radiance and Oathbringer, and then the last two are kind of just like, okay, they're like good, but they don't like
Yeah.
capture the same like god tier vibe. So yeah, I'm really curious. I'm trying to go in with an open mind. I honestly like I don't know what people don't like about the last two books because it's one of
Mm,
those things where like whenever I see someone talking about them, I just zone out or I scroll because I'm like I don't
yeah.
want to know what you think about it. I just want to know like I just want to like form my own opinion. So like I don't know what people dislike about this one. So I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna go in with my own like blank slate, open mind, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear. I think the only thing I've heard is that people say it's a little bit slow. But to be
Hmm.
honest, Oathbringer was pretty
They
slow until the end.
Yeah, they all
So,
are kind of like a little bit
yeah,
slow.
I think you have to be when it's 1,000 pages plus.
I don't know. My main thing jumping into this one was that I didn't know who like the main character was going to be because I
Yeah.
know like they're all multi POV obviously, but each book so far has had like you've dove more deeply into one character's past
Hmm.
and their like feelings and everything. So I didn't know what this one would be because I feel like with the first three books, we dove into like the first three main characters and then it's like, okay, who's going to be next now? Because the first three were obvious. Now I kind of know. I don't know if I can say it. I don't know if it's considered a spoiler,
Is it a
but
spoiler?
I don't know. Because, like, I feel like everyone in, like, throughout the series, there's kind of like, you don't
I
know
feel
who's
like
going to
it's not a
survive, you know
spoiler.
what I mean? So I don't,
Oh, true, actually, yeah.
like, I don't want to say who's still alive at this point.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's one of
true.
those epic fantasies where, people do die, like, characters do die. So I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
say a name and, like, spoil it for anyone that someone survives. I don't know.
Yeah, no, fair enough. We'll keep it mysterious for now.
Yeah, I'm just being mysterious. Okay. One quick fun little announcement before we get into some more catch-ups is that our April Patreon book club read is going to be Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This one I'm really excited to get into, but I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. I just feel like
Same.
it's like one of those romanticies that has had so much hype build up around it, and I honestly don't know that much about the plot because it's another book that I've just kind of scrolled. I've been doing this a lot. I'm like, I don't want to know what you think about it. I love you. I'm going to give you a like, and I'm going to scroll.
Yeah, literally.
Because I don't want to know. But that's our Patreon book club read. The second book is coming out also in April.
Yeah,
So
so
it's kind
good
of good
timing.
timing. Yeah, that
If
we're
we
going to
like
dive
it,
into this one.
can continue.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully it's a romantasy that we'll both love, but we'll see.
yeah, I feel like I'm really nervous for it as well. It's been, I think, a hot minute for us both as well that we haven't been reading a lot of romances, to be honest.
Not too
Um,
many. Yeah.
yeah, so it might be good. It might be like refreshing to kind of jump back into
Hmm.
romances again. I've heard some like I've seen good things on it. Like when you just see like the TikToks or Instagram posts of like books that exceeded my expectations or books that met my expectations.
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually on one of those slides. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that it came out around the same time as Silver Elite, and Silver Elite was getting hated
Yeah.
on, and Shield of Sparrows was getting loved. So, like, that's like kind of my impression, like jumping
And you've
into
read
it.
Silver Elite, so hopefully this is the good one for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So hopefully this is the better of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be exciting to dive into in April. But we also, next catch-up item. Okay, this one's very exciting because we have both now finally watched Project Hail Mary and we need to debrief. It is time. We literally have not talked to each other about our thoughts on this movie because we were
It's been
saving it
painful.
for the podcast. Like Freya sent me one emoji. Like we allowed that. We're like, okay, you can send one emoji reaction. And Freya sent me a party face
Yep.
emoji. And I was like, okay, great. This is good news. But what did you think? I need to know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to say I went in very skeptical. I was like, these directors are not my first pick for this movie, like just because they do
Mm,
a lot of like comedic movies and like this does have a very comedic element to it. Obviously, the writing
yes.
is very humorous. But I was like, I don't want them to overplay that
Yeah.
and have that as like kind of the driving force of the movie. So I was so nervous going into it. And when I tell you, I literally tried to film one of those TikToks that was like me before watching Project Hail Mary.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot to film the ending because I was so in shock and so just like, oh my gosh. I loved it. I loved every single
Yeah.
second of it. I have never seen a more perfect cast for a
So
character.
good.
Like
So good.
Grace was written for Ryan Gosling. I am absolutely convinced. Yeah, he did an incredible job. I think it's probably one of the best like roles I've seen him in as well. I think he really
Yeah.
embodied the character. And like, yes, it felt like Ryan Gosling, but he also had this really great, I don't know, it felt like Grace as well. You know what I mean? Like they meshed so well together.
Hmm.
Um, and then Rocky, how did they personify? Well, I mean, like technically he's a being, so I guess already there, but like he's a rock. You know, I wasn't expecting to see so much emotion, even when he'd do little things like this, like, he'd
The
shrug his
little
shoulders down or something,
actions.
and I would be like, oh, Rocky. Also the fact that that was all puppeteer work is
Hmm.
wonderful. I love that aspect of it, because they so easily could have just green screened all of that. Um, but I think it was a really smart move because it's literally like one of the only other characters that we're focusing like has a lot of screen time
Yeah.
in this movie. Yeah, honestly, all good. Visual effects, amazing. Do you know what I did love the most? The soundtrack. I
So good.
loved the soundtrack. I was
So
like,
good.
just like the songs included, but also just like, theme music and
The
everything. I was
score.
obsessed with it. Oh, it
Beautiful.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's my overall thoughts. What are your overall thoughts?
Okay. Number one, I have been intermittently just like screaming Sign of the Times. Just like the one line out loud. Like all day, every day, like every 10 minutes. I'm just like, you don't want to hear me sing, but I've just been singing that one line like constantly since I watched the movie. It's been like almost a week since I've watched the movie, and it's still stuck in my head. So there's that. Number two, agree with Ryan Gosling being Grace. Like, I mean, I think it helps that I knew it was going to be Ryan Gosling before I read the book. So I read the book already picturing Ryan Gosling. So like I literally cannot see it any other way. Like there could be no other person in this entire world who could embody that character for me. So that was absolutely perfect. I actually really love how they adapted it. Like they definitely made some changes. They were so true to the book, but also obviously had to cut things out. They also rearranged the order of certain things that happened and how they happened, but stayed true to the essence of like the book and what it was trying to portray, but just cut down in the most clever way. Like they just cut down the things they had to. They definitely played on the humor a lot and more of the character stuff and dumbed down a lot of the science. Like I'm sure people who just watched the movie, you know, they don't really know what astrophage are. Like they don't know the
To be honest, I
science
struggled
behind
in the
it.
book, so I wasn't upset about that fact. I was kind of like, oh, I understood the movie.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know how much I can say. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give away spoilers, but there were certain parts where I'm like, I saw the whole development of how they figured out how to do this. And in the movie, it just happened within like a 10-second montage. So stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think it is worth reading the book to like get all that stuff too and just like make more sense of why things happened. I think they did cut out, I think, a lot of the suspense in the movie
Yeah.
version, and I think that was to be expected. I think even when we were discussing the trailer, we were saying because they revealed so much in the trailer, we were like just
Yeah.
confused at what direction the book would go in because there's so much suspense in the book, like so much end of the world, like what's going to happen kind of suspense. And I feel like it wasn't as much in the movie. Like they kind of cut a lot of that out, but they made up for it with, again, like humor and just like fun character stuff. So I think it was definitely very heartwarming. It was definitely very well done. I do love that Rocky was like a puppet for the most part. As someone coming from VFX, like I know obviously they did do VFX takeovers on certain shots for him. Like it wasn't all puppet, but I
Yeah.
think the fact that they did have a lot of the puppet there helped. And like even with reference of his movement, of how he moved, and then also with like probably Ryan Gosling and his performance, being able to actually act with something and not just be looking at like a green ball that probably helped too. But yeah, I don't know. It was so good. I actually bought tickets to see it again, so I'm seeing it
I've
again
been
in 2
like on the
days.
verge of doing that, to be honest. I've been like,
Yeah.
I want to go back. I think and I'll talk about this off camera because it is a little bit of a spoiler, but like the ending was changed in the tiniest little bit. Like there were just a few scenes
Yeah.
that were a little bit different. I think I preferred the book ending,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that I hated the movie ending, if that makes sense. Like I still think
Yeah.
it was like, I actually really enjoyed it. And you're right, they did it in a really clever way, but the changes they made sense
Yeah.
to the movie, and it didn't like take away from it in any
Mm-hmm.
means. And I think that's a really fine line to get right.
Yeah.
Like that's a really hard thing to do. I'm not exactly even sure. I'd be curious, did Andy work like a lot with adapting the screenplay or anything like
I
did he
think
work closely?
so. I
It feels
think
like it.
so. I think he did. I think even just seeing interviews and stuff, I think he had a pretty close like hand in it, and that
Yeah.
definitely helps. Like getting his approval, like, oh, how about if we move this here or like took this out or added this in? I
Yeah.
think, yeah, having his presence there probably really helped that too.
And even just like envisioning Rocky and everything like that and trying to get it as
Yeah.
closest to what he intended or something like that, or even like Rocky's ship and everything. It's like, because everyone's going to have a really different, I don't know, it's a little bit different to fantasy though, because I feel like science fiction, there's always something to base it off, whereas
Yeah.
like fantasy can be like, this is
Just
a whole thing
anything.
that you've created in your head.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably a little bit easier to adapt physically in a way.
Yeah. Is Rocky what you pictured in your head when you read the book?
Not really, but like also I don't know what I pictured him like I kind of pictured him as like a rocky alien thing. Like I pictured him more lanky, I think.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
why, but like I wasn't mad about there. I think like this actually makes more sense when I went back and read the description. But yeah, in my head, you know when you like will just get something in your head and then you can't get it out of your head, even though yeah, it was kind
Yeah.
of just like a bit more lanky,
Mm,
less stocky, I guess. I don't know.
okay.
Was it similar to you?
Pretty much. Like overall shape pretty similar. I think he had more segments in my
Mm,
mind. Like he was around roughly the same proportions and everything, but just like divided into more segments, if that makes sense. Like just
yeah.
a few more kind of like joints added in there. And maybe like a little darker color.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. That's what was in my head. But pretty close.
Well, that's good. They did a good job, I think.
Hmm.
Please let us know in the comments what you thought of it as well, because I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. I feel like I am still
Yeah.
getting people's thoughts because, like, you know, it's only just came out really,
Hmm.
when we're filming this at least. So yeah, I would love to know everyone's thoughts on it. I feel like it's such a feel-good movie. Like I didn't expect to come
It
out feeling so
is.
happy after watching it.
Yeah.
And just like on a high. I was like,
Yeah.
this is what cinema is meant to do to me.
You know what? I love it because I feel like space movies tend to be quite dark and heavy, and you come
Hmm.
out feeling just like, oh, like a weight's been placed on you. But I loved that this one was humorous. It was
Hmm.
serious but lighthearted at the same time, and it was more about human beings, connections between beings.
Yeah.
Um, and it just, yeah, it like made you feel good and like you had hope in the world instead of
Yeah.
other space movies that leave you just feeling empty and being like, oh my God, the world's gonna end and that's it.
Interstellar kind of gave me that vibe, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Good in
Love
another
it, but
way. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
If you want that vibe, it's great. But I
Yeah.
love that this one was just like it took a different route. And I mean the book does that too, so obviously the movie had to. But it
Yeah.
was so good. In other
All right.
news,
Oh,
we
we
completely missed an
us
entire
last week being like,
announcement.
we don't have any news. It's so weird.
Yeah, we completely missed this. But Stephanie Garber, her Once Upon a Broken Heart novella was officially announced with a title, a cover, a date, everything. So it's going to be called The Mirror of Infinite Endings. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, but like, you know, to be expected in part of this world. It comes out September 29th, and it's going to be another illustrated novella with Jackson
I'm
Evangeline.
so happy about that.
Yeah. I'm I'm a, okay. Here's the thing. I've been mulling over this in my head because I have been just thinking about novellas lately. And I think it's because I recently read the Stormlight novella, the one that comes before Rhythm of War. And the
Hmm.
Stormlight archive novellas are very crucial to read, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like I don't think you should read the Stormlight archive without the novellas because they actually add a lot. And I feel like if you missed them, you would miss crucial information and character building and lore. So
Yeah.
those are crucial. But then when it comes to novellas, like Stephanie Garber's novellas, like Spectacular, it's definitely more just like bonus material. It's fun, it's for the vibes. If you like the world and the characters, you just jump in for a little bit more. And I'm gonna be honest, reflecting back on my time with Spectacular, I'm not sure if I would do it again. Like, I enjoyed it. I liked the illustrations. It was like a fun, cute read. I read it during a 24-hour readathon, so it was just like
Yeah.
something easy to dive into. But I don't think I got that much out of it. Like, I don't know how much value I got out of it, if that makes sense. So I've been kind of in this mindset where I'm like, maybe these types of novellas aren't for me because last year, the Adeline Grace released a novella for the Belladonna series, and I love the Belladonna series, and I was so excited for the novella, and then I never actually ended up picking up the novella, and I don't think I actually ever will at this point. And so now with this one, I'm like, unless there is like something actually happening with the story and it's not just vibes, I don't know if I want to pick this one up. So I'm a little
That's
conflicted now.
maybe I'll read it and like tell you because you're right. I feel like there definitely is a really big difference between I think it's different when novellas are like after a series has completed and it's just like, oh, I want to be back in our
Yeah.
world with our characters, see where they ended up, see if anything else happens afterwards. And I can think of a few like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to novellas that become like are meant to go in between, like say the third or fourth
Yeah.
book or something like that. I think, yeah, there's definitely a big difference. And look, I totally get what you're saying. I think you have to be in like you have to want to just
To really want, yeah.
to read a book in like a sitting and just kind of see our characters again and come back to them and everything like that. So yeah, I'll be interested to see if this takes a different approach to novellas. Like, yeah, I wonder if something like there's actually like a bigger action or something in this one or crucial information that like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's hard when it's after a completed trilogy. Like, what crucial information could you really add to that that's going to make a difference to the story as a whole?
Yeah.
I am excited to be back with Evangeline and Jax just because I love them more than anything. And I just
I
like,
know.
I'm happy to read about them going on daily life, to be honest, just because I feel like I didn't really get much of that in this series.
That's so fair.
Um, but yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think
It's,
I'm like a little bit more convinced because I do like these characters more than the Caraval characters. So that's
mm,
like a point in its favor. I was also kind of just like browsing around on Goodreads and reading the plot synopsis of this one. And there was a quote in the little blurb that said, "But don't worry, it's not going to rewrite reality or alter history or change the ending of Jackson Evangeline's story. Dot dot dot. Definitely not." So
yeah,
I was like, what do you mean?
even the title, like The Mirror of Infinite Endings, and like
Yeah.
if you've read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, I feel like that has quite a lot of ways to interpret it.
Yeah.
Um, so it could be a little bit of an adventure. Like, you know, we could be
Yeah.
on a little bit of a journey with our characters
Yeah.
instead of just there for the vibes.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I'm like, is this going to be another spectacular situation or is this going to be something more? Because I also feel like she left this world a little bit open-ended where we
Hmm.
could branch off to different stories. So if this is a novella that's coming out and then there will be another full-length book or another full-length trilogy set in this world, then it could kind of act as a connector type of a thing. And that would definitely be worth reading. So
Yeah.
I'm like half excited and half like, oh, I hope it's more.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So torn, but excited, but
I'll
torn.
just read it and let you know.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. That was a big catch up session, but I feel like it was very much needed.
That was like half
Um,
the episode, I feel like.
yeah, literally. But I guess we'll do a little mini wrap up of our month so far. I feel like a little disclaimer that this is filmed a little bit earlier than normal because we have
Some guests.
some exciting episodes ahead. So yeah, we've pushed it a little bit further forward. So we've still got like a few days left of March. So,
Yeah.
you know, in case
Yeah.
anything dramatic, in
Yeah.
case you somehow finish Rhythm of War by the
I'm
end of
not.
March,
Yeah.
which I would be very shocked, but you know.
I'm not. Yeah, for reference, it's March 23rd for us today. So yeah, we're filming this a little bit earlier than
Yeah.
usual. But yeah.
What has been your highlights of March so far? Has it been, I know February was a bit of a weird month for you. So yeah, what's March been like?
I think it's been pretty solid. I read a lot of fantasies. So, like, going really opposite to what I was saying in February, where I didn't read a lot of fantasies, I read, I think, 8 fantasies this month. And then
Wow.
I think it's because of the reading vlogs I had planned because
Yeah.
I had a continuing series vlog and then I had a starting new series vlog. So that was already basically 6 fantasies because, like, mostly for series, like, you're going to be doing fantasy, or at
Hmm.
least for me. So, started the month with a lot of fantasies, and then I was like, okay, I need real world. So, I read some fiction, and then I got into my little cozy fantasy little
Yeah.
spree that one week where I was just like, all the cozy fantasies. Um, but I think overall, I ended up having like still a pretty decent variety of different genres this month. I had one 5-star read, which is actually from a new potential favorite author, who is Lisa
That's so
C.
exciting.
I'm so excited. So yeah, I read Lady Tan's Circle of Women. It's a historical fiction. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the writing. I love the way she told the story, and she has actually a really decently sized backlist that I'm excited to dive
Ooh.
into. I also actually have a new arc from her that I got before I read Lady Tan, but it's like her, I think it comes out in June of this year, and I got an arc of it, and I'm like, I'm so excited for this arc now because I know I like her writing. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited I found a new potential favorite author, and then
Yeah.
on top of that, I started some fun new series like The Infernal Devices and Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I think I'm just excited because I feel refreshed. Like my roster is new. I have
Mhm.
like new worlds to dive into, new stories to embark on. So yeah, that's feeling really good.
I need to ask about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Would I like it?
I'm I'm
I'm really
unsure.
conflicted.
I'm unsure if you would like it. If I'm gonna be
Okay.
completely honest, there are some things about the humor that I'm like, I'm not sure if it's your type of humor. It's also
Yeah.
not 100% my humor, but I was kind of saying while I was reading this one, I was laughing because I was picturing my husband laughing at the jokes. Like,
Okay.
it's very much his type of humor. I want to say boy humor, but I don't
Yeah.
want to genderize humor. But
Yeah.
maybe I'm relating it to boy humor because he's a boy, like he's my husband,
Mhm.
and he likes that. It's kind of like brain rot humor.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
That's a good way of describing it, actually.
yeah, like it's kind of like dumb humor, but you laugh, like that kind of
Mhm.
humor, if that makes sense. And that tends to not always hit for me. Like it sometimes hits for me, but not always.
Yeah.
But I think I also started the book listening to the audio in the car with him while we were driving on it was actually during my birthday road trip.
Oh, yeah.
Um, he was interested in like reading it because for some reason he had heard of it. He doesn't like venture onto book algorithms, but for some reason he was getting Dungeon Crawler Call stuff. So he was intrigued at it. So we're like, okay, let's like test out the audiobook. We just listened to the first few chapters together and he was like laughing out loud. And I was like, okay, like I guess this is kind of funny. Like like when you're just with someone and you're like you
Yeah.
you like live it with someone and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. This is fun. This is funny. And so like reading through the rest of the book, I read like the majority of it just like by myself in like on the physical book. I was just still kind of picturing like, oh, like would he laugh at this? And then,
Yeah.
like if he would, then I laughed at it. Because I just like I laugh when people laugh too. So
Yeah.
there was that. It's a fun story. Like it's fast, it's easy to read. I think it's a good palate cleanser book for me. I think they're going to be
Okay.
really, really good palate cleansers because the tone of them is just so different. And they're also, the genre is lit RPG, which is like a genre that I don't really read ever.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I've heard
Okay.
actually that the plot and the characters get like a lot more complex and heavier. I've heard people like sob like in the
Oh,
later books.
really?
Yeah, I've heard it gets like dark and emotional. So I'm like, I'm so curious. So I'm definitely gonna keep going. For now, they're a fun time, but I do see hints of like this is disturbing because there's kind of a Hunger Games element to it because there's like an audience watching everything happening that's like kind of giving
Yeah.
capital vibes.
Yeah.
So there's like a darkness to it. So I'm like, okay, this is cool, but it's lighthearted. So it's kind of like it clashes. I don't know. I'm gonna read more. I don't know if you'd love it, but I'd actually be really curious to see you read it because I want to
I
know.
think I think it's on Kindle Unlimited, which is why I asked, because I was like,
Oh.
I could always just read it on Kindle Unlimited, and that's like not committing to the physical series or anything like
Mm.
that, and it feels like easier to just give it a go. So
Hmm.
maybe I should. Okay, because I've just been seeing it everywhere. And like when
It's
I was at the
everywhere.
bookstore the other day, I saw it and I was like, it's a really fun cover.
It is.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, they're
yeah,
super
okay.
fun. Yeah. Try it out. Also, fun fact, the author has a Patreon and he lets his Patreon members decide what's going to happen to his characters. Like, as he's writing the books, he apparently has nothing plotted out. Like, he doesn't have an overarching thing, like, we need to do this and this and this, and we're going to end up here. Like, he, as he's writing it, doesn't know what's going to happen. But he lets his Patreon members, like, come up with ideas or, like, vote for certain things to happen. And I'm like, that's just such a fun idea, especially with a genre like
That's
this that
crazy.
is so, like, it's like a video game. It makes
Yeah.
sense to be like, let people choose what happens because like that's what you do in a video game. So that's just like an extra fun element to it.
That makes it so unique as well. I don't know anyone who does that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
my
give
gosh,
like
okay,
creative
maybe I'll
control
give
over.
it a go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun just for like the phenomenon of it too.
Yeah.
I think. Like just to like see what it's about. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. What were your
Um,
highs?
okay. It was very like one of those months where like I had a lot of like good reads. No, I'm actually debating on a 5 star. I originally rated this book a 4.75, and now that I've been thinking about it, I'm like, oh, it's stuck with me. I think it probably deserves like I think I'm being harsh for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. I mentioned
Oh
it, I
yeah.
think, briefly last week. I just did not expect to be enjoying this book as much as I did because Swordcatcher was good, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like a very much a baseline book. Like we just got introduced to new characters, a new setting, a new world, because this is like entirely new for Sacandra. No, for Cassandra Clare.
New name.
She, we're like so used to being set in the Shadowhunters world. So I feel like she really
Mm-hmm.
took her time in establishing this new world. And I really liked seeing her in an adult fantasy setting. I thought she
Mm-hmm.
really thrived. And in this book, like I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, in the sense that like I couldn't put it down. There were so many plot points that had me like jaw on the floor. I loved our characters. I also really liked the fact that we're kind of switching out between so many characters. And I don't read a lot of fantasy books like that. I feel like apart from maybe
Mm.
Stormlight Archive, like when you've got literally like 3 to 4 perspectives that you're switching out of, but they're really solid. Like it's not like, oh,
Okay.
I need to get more information from this person and I need to get, each perspective kind of ties into the overall plot, and then it makes you as the reader know everything that's going on. But then like this character doesn't know what's happening here and this character doesn't, and you're just like waiting for something to blow up because there's all these unknowns.
Yeah.
I just feel like she really shined. Like it was a really great plot. It was really well thought out, really little elements that like you might have just skimmed over, and then they made a big appearance towards the end of the book.
Ooh.
And for a second book in a trilogy, I just didn't
Yeah.
think I would like it that much. I feel like I love the first book, the second book's kind of, yeah, it's okay, and then the third book's great. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. The other one that I wanted to point out was we did read Recursion by Blake Crouch. And when I tell you, my mind was just like boggled the entire
Right? Yeah.
the amount of like audible reactions I had whilst reading this book. And like Austin would just
Yeah.
be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, and it was just,
It's so
I don't know
cool.
whether that's because I've never read, it was like sci-fi, but it also gave like, I mean, I feel like that's in the synopsis, like that there's a disease kind of overtaking the like America at this stage.
Yeah.
It kind of gave like disaster movie vibes.
Yeah.
And I just like didn't know where it was going. I was like, every single plot
Yeah.
point, I was like, what just happened?
But do you get how it's like Inception-y? It's like you just keep going deeper and
Yes.
deeper and it's like, but like you're like so deep in the whatever, the levels. Like they're not really levels, but like kind
Oh my
of. And
God.
it's like, how did we, and you just feel so stuck. You're like, oh my God.
And like it got to a point where I was like, is this actually happening? Like am I reading this
Yeah.
right? Am I completely out of it? Have I thought too much about it? Have I thought too little about it?
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely an experience. I think I went in so blind. Like I wasn't ready for that much. Like I want to say detail, but honestly just that much action. Like it was so
Mm.
action packed the entire time.
Yeah.
Reminded me of so many movies I've watched, which is really interesting. And it did feel like watching a movie. It was kind of odd. And I said this a few times in my vlog. I like, I didn't connect to the characters necessarily,
No.
but
Yeah.
I don't think you were it was more like I was watching characters on a screen, if you know what, like it
Yeah.
felt like reading a movie.
Yeah, like
Um,
you didn't have to connect to them because the
no,
plot was so compelling that like
yeah.
that's what drew you in. It's like you don't need the characters to be so like fully fleshed out, deep, connect, whatever.
Mhm.
But
And I feel like that's
yeah.
such a usually a staple for me. Like I do need really deep
Hmm.
emotional characters. And for me to enjoy a book this much without even really necessarily like caring for our characters, I was rooting for our characters, but I wasn't really caring about them,
Yes.
was really big. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely a highlight. That was a jumping out of my comfort zone.
Yay.
And then the last little thing, I started listening to Red Rising as a graphic audio, which is
Yes.
my first ever graphic audio.
Yeah.
Very fun experience. I also love that they all have like Irish accents.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah.
Um, it also, I feel like that makes it better because I feel like Irish accents, like, or just that it naturally sounds a bit faster to me. Like, it kind of takes me a little, my
Mm,
brain, I guess, a little bit for it to catch up. But it's really good because I don't feel like I need to put it on a higher speed, which you don't really want to do on a
yes.
graphic audio because then the sound effects like pew, 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 like
Yeah.
it doesn't work. Um, but yeah, they speak quite fast, so I
Yeah.
don't feel like I need to speed it up by any means. And I'm having a really fun time. I go on my walks and I'm like, I'm in this whole world.
Yeah. How cool. Like the sound effects are
Yeah.
so cool. So well done.
Yeah. I will say, I don't think I could listen to a graphic audio for a first time reading a book, though. I think I'd be a little bit
Yeah.
confused and overwhelmed. Like, I know this world, so I know, I
Right.
know what's happening. Like, there's definitely some smaller plot details that I forget about. But
Hmm.
overall, I know what's happening and I know the world. And I feel like I would be a little bit confused if I was reading it via graphic audio for the first time.
Fair. Yeah. It would be a little overwhelming, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, what did you have any lows for this month?
Hmm. I think most people know what this is by now. I had my first one-star read of the year.
It has to
And
happen.
it just sucks because it was a book that I was looking forward to a lot, and it was a book that I really wanted to like because I've liked other material in this like franchise, and that's The Witcher. So I read The Last Wish, which is the novella. No, it's not a novella. It's a pretty long book, but it's a series of short
Yeah.
stories that is a prequel to the series eventually. So the book series has two prequels before it starts. So this was like the very first one. I mean, I got into it in my reading vlog for this one. I don't really want to like rag on it
That
more.
was one of the most entertaining reading vlogs I've watched from you in a long time, to be honest. I was like laughing out loud when I was watching it.
I don't like dramatically hating things very often. And I try
Yeah.
not to, but I was just so like infuriated. I was just so enraged while reading this one. I didn't like the writing style. And I will say, I think a lot of it has to do with the translation. And that's what I've learned
Yeah.
since reading it. I've been talking to people, I've been looking things up. This one, I think either just this one or the two prequels have a different translator than the main series does.
Oh.
Because if you guys don't know, this book was originally written in Polish and then translated to English or translated to all types of other languages. But yeah, this prequel has a different translator, and it's kind of known that the translator for this one didn't do the best job. The
Okay.
translation is very kind of bare bones, it's very blunt. It doesn't take into account the nuances in the writing, and so I think a lot of that just got lost
Yeah.
and maybe caused a lot of the issues that I had with it because like the meaning of things just wasn't being conveyed the right way.
Hmm.
I honestly wish I knew how to read in Polish so I could read the source material because I have heard that like these books are incredible and have great messages in them and are great like dark fantasy stories, but I just like I couldn't get the meaning from the English translated version, and it's just such a shame because I love the video game. I didn't really watch the show too much, but I've seen clips and it looks cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of
And
potential.
there's potential. There are some character arcs that I've kind of learned a bit of lore from the video game, and I wanted to see those arcs happen on
Hmm.
page. Like I wanted to see the source material, and I don't think I want to continue. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe like after I learned that there's a different translator going further into the series and that the books get better because there's a different translator, I'm like, maybe I'll continue, but it'll have to be like next year. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
I could pick up another book soon, or I would just be like, it wouldn't be fair to the book. Like, I
Yeah.
would just go into it with such like prejudice already and like formed opinions. I'm just too mad to continue it right now.
No, that's so fair enough. And like just thinking back to what you did say about it in your vlog and like the aspects that you didn't like about it, it does make sense that the translation would have a lot to do with that,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
how that was communicated. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think yeah. Because I'm like, I understand it's supposed to be a dark world, but it just wasn't portrayed in the right way.
Yeah.
Like, it was portrayed in a way where we were like rooting for the darkness. And I'm like, I'm not rooting for the darkness.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Okay. How about you, though? Did you have lows?
Actually, not really. I think because I haven't read as
Great.
many, I think I've only read 6 or 7 books so far.
Okay.
They've all been like chunkier books. And I feel like I've had a pretty consistent run. Like they haven't been outstanding necessarily. But like, yeah, I didn't really have anything below like a 3.5. And I feel like that's really good. Like I
That's
think my
awesome.
lowest
Yeah.
rated one is probably going to be Just Friends. And I think I'm leaning between like 3.5 to 3.75. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's a really good, like I feel like that's still a good rating.
Great. Yeah.
It's just, to be honest, I just have never, like, I've never loved younger romances or like a YA feeling romances, to be honest, anyway. Oh my God, like sidetrack. I cannot get into Lynn Painter. I absolutely cannot. I feel like an outsider. I did not like I liked what is it? Something like the movies. It's like the movies.
Nothing like the movies?
Nothing like the movies. Is it? I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh no. Better than the movies?
Better than the movie.
Something like the movies.
The movie one. I thought it was cute. Was absolutely not a 5-star for me, like everyone else.
Yeah.
I read it in like that time when it was super, super popular. And I was like, great, I'm gonna have a 5-star romance. No, it was not. And I've read other Lynn Painter books since then, and they're just like, they're good palate cleansers. Like they're a
cute.
fun time.
Yeah.
But I do get a little bit bored in them.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just realizing that YA romance isn't for me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to accept these things.
Yeah. No, you learn more about your reading taste, and that's great.
Exactly. So moving on to our next month ahead, things we're looking forward to. Do you have any kind of like aims for the month, I guess?
I mean, okay, so I have picked my TBR, my monthly TBR for the next month. I I need to ask because, we're supposedly heading into spring, although it snowed again today. Whatever. We're going to ignore the actual weather and we're just going to follow the date of the calendar year. And the date of the calendar year says that we're in spring. Okay, so while picking my TBR, I was like, what is a spring genre? Because I feel like throughout the year, I have certain things I gravitate towards. Like winter's like big into fantasy. Fall, I like kind of gothic, spooky, poison planty type books or like academia books. Summer is like, I don't know, more romancy maybe, or like last summer I had like a full lit fic vibe.
Yeah.
But like, what is spring? And I was kind of like, is it romance? But I'm like, I feel like I just can't have romance months because that's just not me these days. So I was picking my TBR. I was like, it's so assorted. It's like the most
That's good,
assorted
though.
TBR. Yeah, I'm like, is this
Take
a spring
advantage of
genre?
that.
I'm like, I don't know. I have
think-
no reading mood.
I think for me, spring is usually, in winter, I've read a lot of like gothic, darker fantasies. And so I feel like I start gravitating in towards more YA. Like when I think of spring, literally the book that I think embodies spring is like Once Upon a Broken Heart, speaking of. Like it's a very
Okay, yeah.
magical YA, sparkly kind of vibe almost. That's kind of what I envision spring as, like kind of happier
Yeah.
fantasies in a way.
Okay.
I always reach for like YA fantasies, I think, in spring. Probably, yeah, because I feel like I go through, darker fantasies, even thrillers. I read a lot of thrillers in winter.
Right,
So I
yeah.
feel like by then I'm just like, I need some fun palette cleanses. I need to just like love reading again and just kind of like, have a forget things, like escape of reality kind of vibe. But also when the sun comes out, you're really happy about it. So I just like to reflect that in books, I think, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, maybe I'm just not in the mood because it's like still snowing off and on, so I'm not
Yeah.
feeling it. Because I picked a horror book. And I'm
Ooh.
like, is this spring? Probably not. But I kind of want to read it. So it's
Well,
going
I
on the
feel like
TBR.
cozy fantasies are kind of a good transition out of winter into spring because
Yeah.
for me, like that's probably when I'd read them. I don't really like some cozy fantasies I read in autumn, but I feel like I reach more for like academic fantasies in autumn. So maybe cozy fantasies is a good like
That's
transition.
true.
I'm
Maybe.
curious to see your TBR video now. I'm like,
Oh,
can I
it's
get early access?
sure. I'll send you the unlisted link. Why not?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I picked a horror. It's weird. But something I am looking forward to, I think this is actually going to be a good spring read, is I just got an e-arc for the Ashley Poston release, the Someday Garden, which is funny because we
Oh,
were
that's
just
a
talking
perfect
to
spring.
Ellen about it, and she
Yeah.
absolutely loved it, got me so excited to read it, and then a couple days later, I got an email, and I was like, here's the Someday Garden arc. And I'm like, okay, great. Loaded it onto my Kindle. It's ready to go. So whenever I'm feeling the vibes, maybe when it like, maybe on a not snowy day.
Yeah, maybe when it doesn't snow. Maybe when the sun decides to like actually come out and
Yeah.
melt away some.
Yeah. But yeah, that one comes out in June. I'm hoping to read it in April if the weather allows me to.
Yeah. I think that's a good spring read. It is a hard genre, to be honest.
Yeah. Like every other time of the year, I know what I'm going to dive into, but spring, I'm just lost. I'm a lost reader,
Yeah.
so I just read a little bit of everything, which is honestly
Fair enough.
great. How about you?
I feel like, you know how a while ago we were talking about how we really crave long books sometimes? I'm in
Mm.
the phase where I'm really craving short books. I think because I've read a lot of
Ooh,
quite
okay.
long books at the moment. And the past few days I've been reading shorter books. And I was like, wow, it's really nice to finish a book in like 2 days. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot how fun that is.
Yeah.
And so I actually have quite a few short fantasies on my TBR, which I'm really excited about. Well, I haven't actually set my March, but just like physical TBR. I have a lot that I can reach for. Like there's one called Cleopatra by Samara El Afari, which is an author I haven't heard of before.
Oh.
And yeah, I have an arc for that one. I'm not actually sure when it comes out. It might have just come out this month. I got it a
Mm.
few weeks ago. And that one just, like I love any kind of, I know it's not technically mythology, but it feels like, ancient
Mm-hmm.
mythology, I guess. I don't know. I love anything like that. So, and it's a lot shorter. I've just got a lot of like short fantasy reads, but I feel like that's really rare for me. I feel like they're usually
Mm-hmm.
really big books. And I'm also at the point where all the series that I'm in the middle of, I've got one or two, but a lot of them are still like coming out. So I feel like I have this point where I can kind of just breathe and like just go with the flow. I would also love to finish the Red Rising first book and then maybe work my way into the second book, which is exciting. I had a few requests for like reading it in a week. I feel like that might be a little bit of a
Like the
mental
whole
setup for me.
series?
No, just like the first trilogy. But I've kind of like the first one's
Oh,
kind of hard. So I was like, maybe I can read the second two or something. I'm not sure. But I feel like that's a bit mentally draining, to be honest. I'm a little
it's a
bit nervous to
lot.
do that. So I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
we'll just incorporate them in series I'm in the middle of.
Yeah.
Because I feel like from what I've seen, they're pretty mentally tolling. So
Mm.
wish me luck for that one. But I feel like
Best of luck.
if my month is just consisting of little short fun reads,
In
some
between.
heavier
Yeah.
fantasy is probably good.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I like that.
But yeah, that's kind of, yeah, just going in very easy this month.
That actually just reminded me
Yeah.
of the past few days. Before I picked up Rhythm of War, I have been binging a book in a day for like the past 3 reads I've
That's the
done.
best feeling.
I don't know what's gotten into me. I've just picked up books and just I haven't looked away till it's done. The first one I did it with was Small Things Like These by Clare. Oh my goodness, what's her last name? The cover will be on screen. Claire something. This one's a very short book, so it's very much a one-sitting book. I loved it. So good. Sat down, opened it, finished it. Great. The next book was Lost Lambs by Madeline Cash, which was such an odd book. I'll talk more about it in like my monthly reading wrap up, but such an odd book. Odd characters that like you don't really like, but you just can't look away from. That was a regular sized book, and I read it in one evening. Like, not even evening, like night. I started at like 8 p.m. and I didn't fall asleep until I finished it because I was just like, oh my goodness, I kept flipping the pages. And it was so good. It's a weird book. I want to call it, when people call books like weird girl lit?
Yeah.
Have you heard that? I feel like
Yeah.
I haven't really dabbled into that genre, but I feel like this book kind of fits in that genre. And I'm like, I love
Yeah.
this. I'm eating this up. So that was great. Also a debut author, which is wonderful. And then the third one I did was a book that I didn't love as much, but it was a contemporary romance and it was just really easy to read. So it was like 3 days in a row that I finished a book a day. And I was like, what is going on with me? Like, why am I
Love
on such a
that.
roll? I was just like, yeah, I was like in it. And now I've picked up Rhythm of War. So this one will most definitely
Slow you
not be a
down.
book a day. But I'm like, maybe like while I'm on this like, marathon, I'll pick up a big book. So that's kind of what inspired me to dive into this one too.
That's like, I love that vibe though. It kind of, I feel like it reignites your love for reading. Not that you like forget it, but it just gets you more excited to read
Yeah.
books. It's,
Yeah.
and when you have those opportunities as well. Although starting a book at 8 p.m. is crazy and finishing it in one night.
Yeah, I mean, my husband was like out. He was at a hockey game. So it was just like me
Oh,
at
that
home.
helps. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I was just like flipping through.
Well,
And I was like,
we know that Jamie won't be going to the hockey games, guys.
no. I mean, it was like, he usually doesn't too, but it was like for a work thing. So he was like going,
Okay.
it was like a work outing. So he was like, yeah, going out with coworkers. And I was like,
That's
okay, I'm
really
going to stay
funny.
home and read. Great. And I had the whole night to myself. And I was just like waiting for him to like come home. And I was reading and I finished the book.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like April, we don't have too many releases. I feel like this is a bit of a quieter month and then we're working up to June. I feel like
Yes.
June has a lot of releases. But I guess we've got a few that we can
Yeah,
go over
so
quickly.
kind of speed fire. Speed fire?
Yeah.
What's the term?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. It's the end of it's that time, guys. Every single episode,
Every week.
every single week, we start losing it. Okay. The first one, I'm just gonna speed rapid fire. The Ending Writes Itself by V.E. Schwab. This comes out April 7th. It's a thriller. I did read the arc. I did enjoy it. It wasn't perfect, but I would still say it's a very good time. Wait, it's not by V.E. Schwab. It's by Kat Clark, which
By
is
two.
no, it's by Evelyn Clark, which is V.E. Schwab plus Kat Clark. I'm losing it. Okay, nothing I say from this point onwards can be taken as fact, okay?
Fact check.
Yeah, but we're gonna do our best. Anyways, this is a thriller. It's about 6 authors who get invited to a remote island owned by a reclusive but a very famous author. When they arrive, they find out that he's dead, and they have actually been recruited to help ghostwrite the last chapter of his unfinished book. And while they're there, they start kind of like uncovering weird, suspicious things that might have happened. So that one's a fun one. It's kind of a critique on the publishing industry. It's kind of a lighthearted, like a comedic thriller. It's not really a
Yeah.
spooky thriller. So, yeah, definitely worth a read. But that's the first one on our anticipated April releases list.
And then next one, I mean, we kind of mentioned this before, but Rights of the Starling by Devney Perry. This is the second book to Shield of Sparrows. This comes out really soon, actually, April 7th. If we read, Shield of Sparrows, absolutely love it. If you guys read it, if you're in the Patreon, you have another book to go on straight away. So
Yeah.
that's fun. I feel like that's pretty rare for new romances as well.
Yeah.
Usually we've got a big waiting game, but yeah, it's probably a good time that we picked it. So yeah, fun little addition.
That one's going to be fun. Yeah. And then the third and final one we have on our list is An Arcane Study of Stars by Sydney J. Shields. This one comes out closer to end of the month, so April 28th, but this one sounds so good to me. So this is a dark academia romantasy standalone. Haha, standalone. And this follows Claudia, who has been rejected from a prestigious university, but she meets a devilish stranger in her nightmares and accepts a bargain with him. So basically he says he'll help her get into this university that she's been rejected from as long as she learns how to free him from his prison of stars. But when she arrives at school, everyone is very suspicious of her because her coming into the school, she's basically replacing a girl that passed away from very like suspicious manners, words. Very suspicious death.
Circumstances?
There we go. Circumstances. And so, yeah, everyone's suspicious of her. No one kind of wants to be around her. And she also starts finding pieces of Odette, that's the girl who passed away, her diary. And she starts uncovering this dark truth about what's actually happening. Like, witches are kind of getting hunted off, all that kind of thing. And the blurb for this one says for fans of Addie LaRue and the Atlas Six. So I see Addie LaRue and I pick up the book. I'm a very
I
simple
literally
girl.
was about to say, like, as when you read that blurb, I feel like you think Addie
Yeah.
LaRue, but make it modern gothic. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
Um,
more school. But yeah, with the devilish, like the devil in the dreams making a bargain, like that's Addie LaRue to a
yeah,
T.
but not like too much so it feels like a copy or anything. It very
Yeah.
much sounds like its own book. And a standalone. We love a standalone.
We love a standalone. Yeah. So very excited for that one as well. But yeah, those are our April book releases.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a quieter month, but we can all play catch up.
Yeah, we can actually read our TBRs now instead of adding more to them.
I think that's everything. This was a very chatty catch up kind of episode. So
Yeah.
thanks for sticking with us to the end of this one.
These ones always just like pass by. They're a blur
They just
because
and they
it's just
turn
a
into
big
something
catch-up.
else. I feel like
Yeah.
our outline of these is so simple, and then like
We just
watching
go
them
off.
back, it's
It's like
everywhere.
where did we go? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you guys had a good reading month as well. Let us know how your reading months went. Let us know what your highs and lows were. But if you guys are still here listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next week.